Check. All right, hey, what's going on, guys? So what I have in for repair today is a PS5. So I picked up this PS5 from a customer. Customer already took it apart. Let me show you guys what's going on with this PS5. So with this PS5, when I press the power button, I don't get any light. As you can see, it makes a beep sound. Let me see if I can get this closer to where I need it to be. Over here, so you guys can hear that beep. So that's all it does, okay? So let's see if we can figure out what's going on with this PS5. And the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna test the power supply, okay? And how I'm gonna do that is I'm gonna just take this and put it over my messy desk and start working from there. So over my messy desk, I have my multimeter. I have a few different tools, which I don't know, need to keep it clean, but it doesn't stay clean. So we need a Phillips screwdriver to take this apart. And when the customer took it apart, I think they took the other side apart also. So uh, I don't know. We'll work on that later on. So let's put this board off to the side and let me switch cameras. Okay, so here we are over my messy desk, and here's the power supply. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug my multimeter in. See if you guys can see that. Yep. Let me try to face it this way so you guys can see that. And I'm gonna go ahead and plug up back the power supply. Now I would say don't do this at home. I've been doing this for a long time, so I kind of understand what's happening here. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and check for my voltage here. And I do have 12 volts, so I know the problem isn't the power supply. The problem is somewhere else. That's what I'm thinking. Okay, so I think it might be on the main 12-volt power rail. That's where the problem is, because it's just immediately beeping off. So I think the main 12-volt power rail is shorted. And where we can check for that main short on this 12-volt power rail is right over here. I don't think you guys can see that because there's so much reflection. What can I do about the reflection? Let's see. This one. What was that? I don't even know what happened with that. Maybe it's in the software. Let's see if I can find the software for this camera. You know what? I'm not gonna bother with that. I'm just gonna walk. If you guys can't see it, I'm sorry. Uh, let's just try to see if we can find where the short is. So I think we found where the short might be. Yep, the short is somewhere here. Not there. All right, so the short is somewhere here, okay? And we can find this short one of two ways. We can either A, we can use our hot air station and remove these capacitors and test them, or we can try and run voltage through it and see which one actually heats up or whatnot. What I choose to do is I'm just gonna put, hold on, hold up. Let's see where we get. I'm gonna do some diode reading and see if I can get closer to where the problem might be. Dead short. Dead short. Over here is fine. There is fine. So am I tripping and there's no short over on this side of the board? Is that what that is? Yep. No short there. No short. Nothing there. Nothing there. We're good there. Okay. Another place where I believe I found a short. I think it was somewhere over here. Not there. Not there. Not there. Okay. I also have found short over by the HDMI port. Good there. Maybe Wi-Fi. Okay. All right, so now we're kind of lost here, right? Because we've tested all of these power rails and we're not seeing anything that's out of the normal with them. So let's try. Even though I'm getting reading on this power supply, I'm going to remove it for now and I'm going to use my test power supply and see what happens here. So I'm not gonna put the heat sink on because it's not super important for me to put the heat sink on. I am just simply going to put this in place and then go from there. I mean, could this USB port have something to do with it? Probably. So let me show you guys this USB port. We're just gonna yank this USB port out, but that's the USB port. If you can see that it's all mangled. So let's just go ahead and let's rip that port out, and then once we get that port out, then we can kind of work from there because this port is rough, and I don't want to mess around with it with the port looking like that because that's probably the reason why it's acting the way that it is. So let's just remove that, and then we can from there we can decide what we're gonna do. I'm gonna turn on my vacuum there also. So once I've run some solder over this, I'll use the vacuum to kind of clean up the holes a little bit, and that will really help me get this port out. I don't think it can even fit. It can't fit in this board holder. Wow. Maybe the edge. Hey, what's up? Yo, yo. What happened? An iPad Generation 3? Uh, that might not even be worth fixing, bro, because it might be too old of a tablet. By the time you're done paying for it, you're better off buying another one. Yeah, if it's like an iPad 3, I'd have to look, bro. You sure it's an iPad 3 and it's not like a newer iPad? But iPad 3, I don't think would even work. And it still works? Probably like 75 bucks. I gotta come take a look at that other phone for you too. That's what I was just saying. Oh, to yeah, it would definitely cost him. Let her take it to the mall, bro. Oh, how is she doing? Why did she fall or something? Or did she have a stroke? Okay, okay. That's what I was asking. Did she fall when she was at home or something like that? Okay, okay. All right. Well, yeah. Okay. Yeah, yeah. All right, bro. If anything, like I said, I'll stop by, take a look at that thing for you, get it done. You ain't gotta pay me right away. Want to get it done for you, so uh, that way I know that it's done. Okay. All right. Well, just give me a call whenever whatever you decide to do, bro. Okay. Well, then you got to get it back from him. Yeah. Nope. Nope. You need a card for it. Nah, you got to get that card, bro. I promise you. You know, I ain't gonna lie to you about that. Yeah, you can do that. You can do that. That will work. All right. Yeah, I'll stop by probably like maybe like Friday or Saturday. I'll stop by over you, see how you doing. All right. All right, bro. Yeah. All right. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to clean up a little bit. So we're gonna use this to kind of vacuum out those holes and get them a little bit cleaned up if we can. I don't think it's up to temp yet, but either way, let's put a tip on it and then let's vacuum up these holes. Even though we're probably not gonna add another USB port to it. Okay, I think that cleaned up all those holes. Let's move on. All right, so now we're just gonna clean up the area and then we should be good. We should be good once we're done cleaning up here. Then we'll just go ahead and we'll test it again with the power supply that I have, and then we'll go ahead and put the old power supply back in and test it one more time to see if this thing solves the problem. If not, it still needed to be done, so it's done. Because that port was really in really bad shape. Really bad shape. Okay. All right. Flux went way down here. A lot of flux. A lot of flux. A lot of flux. All right, let's test it and let's see what happens. So because I don't need this whole thing to turn on, I just need to see the light. I'm not. That's funny. I don't need to put the heat sink on or anything like that. As soon as I see the light, I'll turn it off. I just need to know that it's powering up. And you guys can also see that with me. All right, that's pretty cool. All right. We have this plugged up so we can see the light. And it's still the same. Yep, it's still the same. Still the same. So it's not the power supply. Okay. And so let's turn on our bench power supply and let's see what we can do. Let's see if we can make this thing do something. Why is that not turning on? Been that long since I've used it. Yep. So I'm gonna run this cord this way because I just want to test it. All right, so we need 12 volts. Let's set our DC power supply to 12 volts. Okay, we got it set to 12 volts, and So you would think that something would be getting hot, but I have nothing getting hot on the main. Okay, so let's go down to 5 volts. And let's turn it over and let's see if we can track this. Goes here. Okay, so I believe we can put 5 volts over here. So I'm getting no heat spot. We're only pulling. Okay, something has got to be getting hot. I don't feel heat from anywhere. I would think that something over here would be getting hot. Even just a little warm. I have seen the HDMI encoder that's not connected up properly give a sign like that. So I have seen that before. Let me just check to see if it's been removed. That also looks fine. Okay. All right. So then let's continue to check. So there was still voltage going through the line. That's why. Okay. That's just low resistant. Yep. Okay, so our problem is not there. I think there is a line here that's the main power line for the encoder. Let me see if I can locate that line. And if I can locate that line, maybe I can see if there's. Yeah, so the main line is right here. This is the main line off of here. Okay, so like I said before, I have seen the encoder, but I think when the encoder is an issue, it doesn't even do that. It just doesn't beep. I want to say it doesn't beep, but I think I have seen situation where it just beeps and doesn't display. Uh, so how do we want to tackle this? We can replace the encoder. Let's see if I have encoders first. If I have encoders, then we can replace it and then see what happens. felt like I had HDMI encoders. Maybe I'm just losing it. Maybe I'm just losing it. Okay, well, I can't find any HDMI encoder for the PS5, so I think I have to stop here until I can order some encoders and then try that first and see if that solves the problem. And if the encoder doesn't, then we can check elsewhere and see what's going on. Maybe the South Bridge. That would probably be the next step. Would be the South Bridge, which is this big chip right here. Would be the next. Could be the issue. Let's see if we can check underneath and see if we have any short. Uh, nope, it doesn't seem like that. And I think we can kind of check the clock a little bit. Yep, so that's talking, I believe. Yep, that seems like it's talking, it's communicating. That's not where the issue is. Even though I don't really know how this works, it just seems like that's working properly. I might be completely wrong though. So I think that's the next step. The next thing we're going to do is a HDMI encoder and see if that solves the problem with this board. Because HDMI port looks good. I don't see anything that looks like it's knocked off. Everything else that I've checked on the main power rail. Maybe if we can get our thermal cam, then we could check something else out. But that's where we're at. So thank you guys for watching. You know, I thought I could fix this really quick and easy and simple, but it's not. We have to check encoder first, and then if we don't get a working with the encoder replacement, then we'll have to see what else is going on. So thank you guys for watching.